everyone, and welcome to show number 2 here, bringing the heat live from the Texas A&M International University Soccer Complex, the one, the only, the very good one, home of your Laredo Heat. A lot to talk about on the show today. Coach John Powell will join us after a great performance against Coyotes FC. The AGM of the Laredo Heat operations, Rishi Vaswani, will also input. We'll have a bunch of players to talk to as well, so make sure you stick around. We'll be back. Good. Go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show today. It's a pleasure to have you out here at the Texas A&M International University Soccer Complex, the very home of your Laredo Heat. Always a pleasure to have you on board. Make sure you like and share. Let everybody know where exactly you are watching from. It's always nice to hear from our viewers. To my right, we have head coach of Laredo Heat for this season, John Powell. Coach, congratulations on a great performance this past weekend, opening weekend on the road. Had some challenges. What was your overall thinking on that match?
Yeah, I think the start was a bit rough. Some nerves maybe settled in for everybody. And I think after 10, 15 minutes, the boys settled in perfectly and just showed their class and played proper football, were dangerous, defended well. It's a very solid overall performance.
I think, Coach, you bring up a very good point. Started a little rocky, right? Took a little bit for the boys to settle in, to get their feet going. It's always those nerves. First game of the season, on the road, just traveled that day. It's normal to have a performance like that.
Oh, absolutely. It's not anything bad or anything that was unexpected. It's also there was their 6th day together. And then you factor in the fact that, we had a long bus ride and hadn't been on that surface before. We were training around some different pitches in the area. And then obviously when you go to Temple, you're playing on a field that they've never stepped foot on. But like I said, once they settled in, their class showed, and they were fantastic on the day. 90 minutes
is 90 minutes.
Absolutely.
Rich, you must be ecstatic. A 3-0 victory on the road, the clean sheet as well. What are your thoughts?
Couldn't ask for anything more. 3-0 victory, clean sheet, 2 goals by Nadav. Toy had a great game. Hector, I could go down the line. Everyone had a fantastic game. But like we said, first 15 minutes, a little rocky. New team, 6 days together. But all in all, very, very excited, very pumped of their performance, and can't wait for this weekend.
After 22 months, Rish, was it the performance you were expecting to see from a very well-recruited Laredo Heat team?
I expected a great performance, but I think they outshined. I think they did better than what we expected, knowing they've only been together 6 days. Temple had a lot of good players. They were a very solid team, but like Coach said, every player is class. Every player played fantastic, and I was very excited about the win.
We've had a little bit of weather difficulties here. Something very odd for being in mid-May here in Laredo, Texas. A couple of thunderstorms coming in over the past couple of nights. We've had damage to the fields, damage to equipment. What have the obstacles been like to get through to the point where we are today, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, we've trained on 2 or 3 different services this week. We've had to make adjustments. We've sent out messages saying, "Hey guys, we're going to be here," and then 15 minutes later, it's, "Hey, change of plans. We're going to relocate." I think what it comes down to is when you look at the quality of people here in Laredo, I mean, you have Coach Johnny at LC, and then you have Coach Claudio here at TAMU, and their communication is just so efficient and effective, and they're trying to do everything they can to help us, and they did, and we found a way to work it out, and we ended up getting our sessions in. So
it's always nice to have people like that to help out, correct?
Absolutely.
The organization is one thing, but to have people surrounding the organization that are always in for the benefit of the club, it must be outstanding to come to an environment like this.
It's so refreshing. I think so often when you come to an environment like this or you go somewhere, you're kind of working against each other. And here with, like I said, with Coach Johnny, with Coach Claudio, it's just been great having that support, and they clearly want us to be successful. And I think that's just a testament to Laredo in general. It just feels like, a big city that is a family.
Rich?
I asked all the boys as soon as they got here today, how was it finally training on the TAMU field, and all they said was class. They couldn't wait. They can't wait to play here next week on our home pitch. Got 2 games in about 6 days' time next week. Boys can't wait. But it has been very difficult. Laredo is not used to rain, and to have 4 straight days of rain, and like Coach says, switching the schedule has been a nightmare, but the boys have handled it. The coaches have handled it with absolute class. But I just can't wait till Saturday.
Yeah, and it speaks a lot on the mindset of the players, right? Always open to that change, and it's kind of the expect the unexpected mentality where, like you said, we're set to meet at one point at a certain time, right, and then 5 minutes later we're going to point B.
Right.
3 minutes after that we're back at point A, and before we know it, we develop the point C. So the adaptation by the boys as well, I think, just speaks
Incredible.
to the level of the commitment that they have to be all for it. Every change that comes their way, they adapt well and they perform.
Yeah, they're pros. They really have been. They haven't complained once. They haven't shown anything bad. They've really just handled it with class.
Next match, Coach.
Yeah.
Katie,
Katie,
on the road
on the road again.
at the British International School of Houston. We'll be in Katy, Texas this week. Katy, Texas is where we're going. The Laredo Heat will travel to Katy, Texas this weekend. Thoughts?
I think you approach it just like they approached the last match. We got a job to do. It involves travel. It involves some pre-match preparation. We know Katie's going to be a good side. They just got done playing Denton. They played them very well from what we hear. And I think we just approach it the same way. The focus and the emphasis is on us, but we respect our opponent. We know they're very capable of beating us on the day. If we show up, if we're flat, if we're not sloppy, if we're not committed to what they've become now in this week and a half time.
Thoughts on Katie?
We've known Katie the last 2 years. Very, very good side always. Also want to say if anyone's in the Katy, Houston area wants to come out to the game. We were more than happy to have you.
Definitely.
But I know the coaching staff is going to have the boys ready. The boys want to win. We want 3 more points on the road to be 2-0, come back home. Can't ask for anything more. So, boys, I hope you're ready. Let's go get it done.
Definitely, Rich. Thank you for being on the show. We'll talk to you momentarily as we get ready to bring on a Laredo local. Johan Portales will be joining us. But before he sits down with us, don't forget, summer camps are coming up here for the Laredo Heat Youth Academy. For any information, make sure you go to www.laredoheatscyouth.com for everything and all the information. Don't forget, you can also follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, watch us on YouTube, and even check out our Instagram at Laredo Heat SC. Any information will be on all of our social media platforms, and you can always make sure you click the www link to make sure you go to our website, the official Laredo Heat website, and check out all the information on there as well. Johan!
Hello.
Welcome to the Laredo Heat, bringing the Heat live show. It's a pleasure to have you on. How are you today?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me on.
No. It's always a pleasure. Johan, you're a Laredo, Texas native. You developed your game, the entirety part of your game in Laredo. You're currently playing at Tammy U here in town. Tell me about that. What's it like to play for the hometown team season after season? This is your 3rd season with the Mpsl side here for the Laredo Heat. Walk me through that.
Well, it's honestly a pleasure to play for the city you grew up with. It's something I've always wanted ever since I started in the youth academy. And being able to accomplish one of those dreams is a blessing.
For sure. As an announcer or commentator, it's always a pleasure for me to be able to read from Laredo, Texas.
Absolutely.
Number, whatever your kid says, Johan Portales. What's it like knowing that someone says he's from Laredo, he's from the hometown?
Well, honestly, it's something I cannot really put into words. I'm just really happy to be a part of this team.
And we're very happy to have you. Like we said, this is your 3rd year with the Mpsl. Can you tell me a little bit about the differences that you've encountered throughout those 3 years here?
Well, the first year I didn't play much, but it was just a learning experience for me. I learned a lot from great players, a great coach, and from there we just try to get better every day to try to perform on the pitch, make a statement on the pitch.
Definitely. After an iffy year last year due to the quarantine and the unfortunate pandemic that the entire world had to have gone through, what was it like hearing, hey, Johan, you're coming back to the Heat?
Like I mentioned again, it was a pleasure to be part of the team again. And I really took advantage of the quarantine, being able to stay at home. Took a bunch of months off from soccer, but we never stopped working. We always tried to get better because we knew it was going to be a great team, and we need to perform a great season.
Definitely, and I like the fact that you bring up that work. Never stop working. I know you're currently employed at a local facility here in town. Can you tell me about what it's like to balance work, school, and then a season as an athlete?
Well, when I was during school time, we would practice around 10 to 12, and then I would do my work after that, and then I would try to work at nights. That way I could time manage myself, but I also needed my rest, so I would try not to work super late to be ready for the next day.
Gosh, it's all about responsibility and being accountable, correct? You know what you have to do throughout that week. Also got to get in those hours to be able to make some money for yourself as well and just continue to grow as a person, correct?
Yes, that's correct. We just try to get better every day, working, and yeah.
Great. Coach, you have anything for Johan?
Oh, I mean, I've been a fan of Johan since 2018, and there was 0% chance of having a Laredo Heat Mpsl team without him being a part of it. So he's absolute class. He's got a fantastic left foot, but he does so many little things well, and there's a reason why he's here. He belongs here, and it's very having a familiar face in Laredo, consistent face. It's amazing.
Definitely. Before I let you go, I got to ask one thing, Johan. What's your go-to meal at Taco Palenque?
I like getting the street style tacos of Pastor.
Oh, those are good.
Yes.
That's your thing, huh, Coach?
Yeah.
Pastor.
There's another reason why he's on the side as well.
Johan, it's been a pleasure having you on, but thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know you probably got work to go do, huh?
Not today. I took a day off today.
Okay, awesome.
I had duties to do.
Just for bringing the heat, huh? There you have it. Dedicated off the field just as much as he is on the field. Johan, always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us. as we get ready to talk to two other players here within the new faces here to the Laredo Heat program, but not new to the conference in general. One of them is, we'll get ready here to talk to Ricardo Turchis. Ricky, come on over, buddy.
Both of them.
Sounds good. Let's bring both of them on. As a matter of fact, Coach, thanks again for your time. We'll speak shortly.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Mic fell.
Yeah, the mic fell, but hey, it's a live show. We adapt, huh? It's like a match. Coach says one thing, you got to
Alright,
adapt,
I'll
huh?
hold it.
You can hold it. Awesome. Folks, it's a pleasure to welcome for the first time here at Bringing the Heat to my right, Liam Morrison. Always a pleasure to have you on. And to my left, Ricardo Turchis. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Awesome. No worries. No worries. I want to start with you, Liam. Team of the Week honors after your very first performance under the Laredo Heat. What's that like? What's going through your mind?
Really, just it was just about how well the team played. I didn't really think about that getting the team of the week. I got told by Rishi and coach when we went to the meeting the other day, and I didn't really cross my mind. I was just happy with how well the team played, and I thought there could have been loads of players in the team that could have got it. I was just happy to get it myself.
Definitely, Ricardo. You had a great performance as well against Coyotes FC. Katie comes up next. What's the preparation like?
Oh, whatever coach says, like he prepared us well against Coyotes. I just did what he asked me to do, and we got the job done. So like, it's 100% trust at that point.
On to the next one, huh?
Yeah.
The buy-in is there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Boys, neither of you are unfamiliar to the state of Texas. Liam, you're currently playing at St. Mary's in San Antonio. Ricky, you're playing at UT RGV. I want to ask you a little bit about your experiences in the state of Texas. Liam, you're from Aberdeen, correct?
Yes,
What
sir.
was your transition from going from Aberdeen into a state as hot as Texas?
It was difficult because obviously at home it rains a lot. It's pretty cold, so yeah, that was different. But then obviously coming over with Lewis came together, so it was pretty homely. So yeah, it was a good transition, and just once you got used to the heat, it was good.
You're used to playing against Tammy. You play in the same conference in that Division II collegiate conference. You've been on this field before. However, this time you're representing the field. You're defending it. What's that like?
No, I think it's good because obviously I play against a lot of the boys during the year, so then obviously it's a good collective of boys. The best ones always come and play for the Laredo Heat, so I'm happy just to be here and representing the city.
So you knew some of the boys coming in, huh? You
Yeah.
heard of them at least.
Yeah,
Seen them on the field.
Yeah, I played against them.
Good. Was there any banter at the beginning between you? all?
Obviously, some of the boys, like, you get to know them, and obviously playing with them previous summers, like Erwin, for instance, I played with him, so yeah, there's some banter between us, but then obviously when you're playing against them, there's that just the will to win, so there's the conflict, but then once you all come together, it just felt like a team more or less instantly.
At the very beginning,
Yeah,
a family inbound in a couple of moments.
yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Awesome. Ricky, very familiar to the state of Texas as well. You're currently a member of the 956 community. However, you're down in the valley, not here in Laredo. What was that experience for you coming from Italy over to the state of Texas?
Yeah, so like I've been around US for a while now. This is my third year, and yeah, I just didn't expect it to be like so much different from the other places. It's like big Hispanic community. It's almost like Mexico. I always say I call it Mexico 2.0. To be fair.
That's great. That's great. So it was a smooth transition. You're in the valley currently.
Yeah.
What was it like getting that call to say, hey, you're coming to Laredo?
Oh, it was amazing. Like I was looking for a team in the summer. I had a couple options, but like once I spoke to Roger and Coach JP, like they made me understand like the professionalism that they had, and that's all I was looking for.
And if anybody is willing to dedicate me 5 minutes, I'll tell anybody time and time again, the Laredo Heat is the professional environment within not just the league, but a lot of the programs within leagues in the country. So it's definitely a professional environment.
Yeah,
Huh?
definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Liam, do you tend to agree here?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Liam, I want to talk to you about a certain play against the game against Coyotes. You had about a 65-yard sprint on a 1v1 with a goalkeeper, Captain Gage Rogers. Heck of a run.
Yeah, I really just remember seeing the boys back sprint towards the goal, so I was a bit in no man's land, so I just had to do what I had to do and try and get back and put them off a bit. And
There was a certain individual you told me beforehand that you just heard screaming at you to keep going and keep going.
yeah,
and keep going.
Wiki.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh.
when I heard him, I just knew I just had to keep going and just try to put the guy off, and I feel like I did the best I could do.
And going back to that union of family, I mean, off the bench, the guys are giving energy and providing that spark. Must be thrilling to be on the field when you know everybody has the same goal, the same objective, and everybody's so supportive.
Yeah, especially the boys on the bench, like as you said, like they all just want the boys on the field to do the best, and they know when they come in what their job is, and we'll support them as well. So yeah, that's why it feels such a family environment here.
Mr. Turchi's predictions for Katie.
If we'll do our job, like I don't see us not coming out with 3 points.
Fair enough, Liam.
I'm confident.
Yeah.
3-0 again.
3-0 again.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it here first on Bringing the Heat show number 2. 3-0 against Katie. I'm just content with the 3 points. Well, I will settle for 3 points on the road, a nice drive back. It'll be about a 5-hour drive up, 5-hour drive back. But definitely an exciting game coming up this week, and we will try to bring you the game live via our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Laredo Heat. Just depending on the scenario there in Katy, under facilities, to be honest with you. But we will try to bring you the game live via our YouTube or my Cujo. Either one works. We will shoot the link via our social medias, which you can follow at Laredo Heat SC, Snapchat. No, not Snapchat, excuse me. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We are on all the social media platforms. So make sure you give us a like. Let us know you're following and share it. Let your friends know you're following, as we will have a couple of prizes to give out as the season trickles down along. I want to give a huge shout out to the UPSL side for winning 4-2 this past weekend here against Round Rock at the home field at LC. Down on the south side of the city. A 4-2 great performance by the squad. Congratulations to all the boys involved, and especially the head coach Fabian Arciga, who has done a fantastic job of getting that program on its feet, up and running, and just pulling out great performances after great performances. So huge shout out to them. I also want to give a congratulations to the U13 program led by Juan de Dios Ibarra, Coach Johnny, who had a great performance this past weekend at President's Cup. Unfortunately, we did not get to advance the way we wanted to, but regardless, it's a great performance and a great season overall by the U13 team and head coach Juan de Dios Ibarra. So congratulations to all. Business will pick up this weekend. The season just started, but business is picking up very intensely and very quickly. We will be at the British International School of Houston for our second match of the season. That will be away against Katy 1895 FC. Boys, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show today.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, huh?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
One of many, hopefully.
One
One
of
of many.
many.
Awesome. Ricardo, always a pleasure to have you on board. Always
Pleasure for sure.
like speaking to both of you. So anything you'd like to say to the fans before we sign out?
No, just follow us and support us. That's it.
Awesome.
Yeah, just come to the home games and park it out for us.
Awesome. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure as always. We'll make sure to keep you updated on show number 3. Make sure you catch us live here on Bringing the Heat. It's been a pleasure. My name is Rodrigo Marina. Be safe. Thank you for joining us.